I first learned of Mencho in around 2011. This is the first time I had heard of him. Right at that time, that's when the Nueva Generación had broken away from the Cártel de Milenio. Okay, Cártel de Milenio had run drug trafficking operations for a long time in Jalisco, in Michoacán, in Colima, in that region of central Mexico. And Mencho had overthrown the leadership of the Milenio Cartel and taken over and created what's now known as the Nueva Generación. And at that time, there was lots of people that were reporting to our consulate and to our agents that were stationed down there saying, hey, this Mencho, he's very important. He's going to be the next Chapo. I think ever since Chapo was extradited to the United States and convicted in Brooklyn, I think that Mencho and the Nueva Generación are the biggest cartel. Is moving more drugs into the United States, is responsible for more violence in Mexico, and is moving a larger volume by money than the Sinaloa cartel. They're very well organized. And I think that what they did was a lot of their leadership were former Millennial Cartel people. You talk about the Queenies, you talk about other members that sit with Mencho every day. You talk about Mencho. These guys came up from low in the Millennial Cartel up to leadership positions. And then when they started their new cartel, these guys really already knew what they were doing. They were highly organized, highly sophisticated, and very disciplined. Mencho is a very intelligent person. He doesn't, I don't think, makes very many mistakes. He's got a lot of street experience. It's pretty well known that Mencho doesn't use drugs. He doesn't. He's in good health. He's in good shape. I think all those things contribute to they run it like a business, like the Sinaloa cartel. But where CJNG, I think, is different, that even though they run it like a business, they take a lot of the violence that the Zetas did. The beheadings, the dropping people in acid, the public executions, the intimidation of Mexican law enforcement, the Mexican government, the corruption. They take all those things and combine them, and it almost creates like a super cartel. The difference is, I think, the reach into South America. I think Mencho has family that have tentacles into Bolivia and Peru and Colombia. I mean, you see some of the Queenies have been arrested as far as Brazil and Uruguay. So that means they have the network for what? For the cocaine. Okay. I think the global outreach has actually gotten bigger than Sinaloa. CJNG has representation on every continent in the world except for Antarctica. Africa, Asia, Europe, North America, South America. Another thing that makes them different is the violence. And Chapo was violent, don't get me wrong. But Mencho takes it to a new level with the public executions, putting people in acid, cutting people's hearts out of their body, killing women and children. They're doing it at levels that I think even surpass Sinaloa. So they're combining the violence of the Zetas, who are very violent, with the business sense of Sinaloa, and I think it's almost more of a super cartel. Maybe Chapo wasn't as disciplined because Chapo came down from the mountains occasionally, right? I don't know that I think Mencho has a different, higher level of discipline than Chapo did, which is why I think makes him more dangerous. Chapo would like to come down, eat at nice restaurants, women. Mencho's disciplined, he's not going to do that. I heard the stories how Chapo would come into a restaurant, take everybody's phone, pay for their meal, and disappear. Mencho's not going to do that. Mencho doesn't mind living in the mountains like a cowboy. He's very disciplined. He sticks to his routine, his regimen. And he's, we believe in rugged areas of Mexico that are difficult to infiltrate. He's not a stupid person. He's a smart guy. He's very good at what he does. He's evaded capture. He's made millions of dollars, if not billions. And you don't do those things by not being good at what he does. In the past, we've used BlackBerry technology to infiltrate him at the highest levels of his organization. We've used lots of informants over the years. We've used a lot of the technologies they used during the Chapo trial, and we continue to find and use New technologies, absolutely, because that's the only way, right? The criminals are not going to stop. The Nueva Generación is not going to stop finding new ways. It's been problematic to catch him. We're confident that one day we will. I think you look throughout the DEA's history, back to the Medellin cartel with Pablo Escobar, to Chapo, we've mostly caught everybody that we've set our sights on. And I think our sights right now are set on Mencho. I don't know if we're going to capture him tomorrow, but I think he will have his day. The only thing that matters is capturing him and making sure that he faces justice here in the United States